Or the happiest place.
That just doesn't look like a place that I want to be.
I want to be where the people
I want to be with Mac and me. That's
Product
me and me.
placement
And also
for
Mac's there.
McDonald's.
You're gonna love that movie.
I guess.
So, let's talk about trailers.
Yeah,
a little bit of trailer trash.
Trailer trash.
So,
Trailer
yeah,
trash.
there's been a lot of
Comic-Con happened.
trailers coming up
It happened
recently.
and it went away.
Yeah, it's done now. It's last weekend.
I would say pretty big one off the bat. Shazam.
Shazam.
We talked about it a little bit. We
Did talk about it.
the character and the
Oh,
movie a
Shazam.
little bit.
Red cheese.
Yeah, the big red trees. A lot of people,
They don't like it.
well, they don't like the way the costume and things look, but like I try to explain that that's how it's supposed to look, because it's like it looks like a big, like, looks like a muscle suit, and it's like yes, because it's like a kid's imagination of what a superhero is supposed to look like. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that makes sense to me.
Well, and it's also I think good to have something that is simpler looking and bright, like solid colors.
It's not that they have the problem with. It's the bulk.
No, but I'm just talking
Oh,
in
yeah.
general here. Like having like look at the difference just between the design of Shazam and the design of Aquaman in that armor in that scene right there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of detail in Aquaman, a lot of stuff that you can kind of get visually pick up on. Pretty simple when it comes to Shazam.
Yeah.
And I think it's good that they're going to have a movie where it's like daytime stuff. It's not washed out colors. It's all
Yeah.
bright. It pops. There's kids stuff. There's like good humor in the trailer,
Yeah.
which is, pretty.
Yeah, and the kid from It. The
Yep.
really spastic kid from It.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking like, isn't that one of the kid from It's? The kids from It? Kid from It's?
One of the kid from It's.
Kid from It's. Yeah.
He's got like curly hair. And he's
It's
less of a
Dr.
spaz.
Savannah?
Savannah.
Savannah, yeah.
It's the bad guy.
That'll
one
be
of
fun.
one of the main nemesis
Nemesis.
of Shazam.
And that's the dude
Mark
with the
Strong.
Mark Strong.
Yeah.
crazy eye.
Well, he's got that eye like allows him to see and like not understand to the point where he can like understand it and do it, but he can just see and like interpret magic in the world around us.
So this is a magic movie?
In the
Oh, yeah.
in the new 52 DC comics that this is based off of, Savannah discovered like the tomb of Black Adam or something, and the power of that boomed onto his eye, and he was gifted with all this magical mumbo jumbus.
That would actually be a pretty good way to explain what happened to Mark Strong to make him that way. Why Shazam the Wizard needs a champion is because Black Adam's been out and about, and how Black Adam comes into the picture, because he can
Right.
we don't even have to see him like Black Adam.
Oh, we won't.
Yeah, like we don't even have to have any sort of like subtleties or anything. It can just be Mark Strong talking about like, oh shit, I was over there and I fucking something got out, man, and the magic got me. Now I'm
Right.
all in tune, and it's like, why are you talking like that? First, Mark Strong, you're not an urban character, and secondly, that's interesting.
Funny thing too. Jaimin Hansu's in both of these movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's
he
in both
plays
Shazam
and Aquaman.
Is he like playing a wizard in this
Yeah,
movie?
he's playing
the
the wizard.
wizard.
The wizard Shazam.
He's playing
That gives him the powers.
Fred Armisen, Fred Durst's Fred Wonder Years. Fred, the kid from Wonder Years.
Savage?
Fred Savage. He's playing Fred Savage as the wizard. He's got the power glove in this movie.
Oh god.
Say my name so that we may play Super Mario Brothers
And then-
3.
And then he plays the Fisher King in Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Kingfisher. I don't know. They like switched. That part of it was weird to me because it looked like it was switched. I don't know.
And he's also going to be in Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Double
returning
Captain
as,
Marvel movies.
His character. What was his character's name?
Horvath, the Pursuer.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, he's getting work.
He's a good
Yeah.
actor. I like him.
Yeah.
But I like
I
that he's
mean-
in dual Captain Marvel movies.
You gotta watch him in like Blood Diamond though.
I'm still gonna
It's like his best role ever.
He has a little bit of like white facial hair in his Corvath
Horvath, yeah.
role, so has white hair in the Shazam trailer. I don't know if he has any facial hair from what we've seen. He might, but if he
Yeah, if
does,
it's like the wizard in the comic, he's got a full beard.
yeah, I'm definitely going to be picturing the Shazam character going, "Ooh," like how he says it in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh.
Like that was in so many trailers and so many reactionary things. I was like,
Star-Lord, man.
"Ooh," the way like he's behind the gun and just
Ooh.
the way he tilts his head. I'm
Yeah.
just going to be picturing that.
Yep. I can still have it playing in my head right now.
It's playing. Oh, and it's playing strong. First at the box office up there on the old movie noggin.
So, do you think that this is getting more towards the DC light and fluffy style of?
Yeah, but still
Characters?
DC.
From what it looks like, yeah.
I think that
Definitely.
they should do more of the magic side of DC.
Oh, they are. Yeah, it's the start.
They've been doing it kind of like gritty,
Mm-hmm.
more realistic.
Oh, you know what would be really cool, man?
That chick magician too.
I was just gonna say, I don't need them to like develop this into a full movie or
She's
anything.
part
but-
of the she's part of the proposed Justice League Dark movie that's been in the works. For a
Yeah,
long
but if there
time.
was just like a poster hanging on, because it takes place in Philly, so maybe for like a traveling circus or something, like come see the circus with blah blah blah, the Flying Graysons. I'm just talking Easter eggs
Yeah.
here, like shit like that, and then the Amazing Zatanna.
Yeah.
What was her? She was the protege of another magician whose
Her
name
dad.
was, huh?
her dad.
Her
Zatara.
dad, Zatara. Yeah, so it could be Zatara even, like teasing like that, you know.
Yeah,
Just subtle hints. Yeah.
But showing another magical presence in this DC world that they're building could be cool.
Yeah, I like that idea.
And now we've got the Aquaman trailer going, which definitely, when they've been billing it like Romancing the Stone and Raiders of the Lost Ark and like an
Yeah.
adventure type movie like that, from some of the stuff that we see in this, I definitely get that feeling, which is good. I think that sets it apart from the other superhero, especially DC movies, where it's more of like person in the environment that they're going to protect, and then a threat comes up for them to protect that environment, like Batman being in Gotham and then somebody threatens Gotham, or Superman being in Metropolis and something threatens Metropolis. Like, I like that this is kind of globetrotting and that we're going to go different places, and it's not just like him in Seattle or him in
Right.
Atlantis. It's like all over the place.
And like Shazam, this is also based off of comic books written by Jeff Johns.
Mm-hmm.
The script was also co-written by Jeff Johns as well.
This.
Yep.
Okay, so there's some.
Yep,
Good
we got
traction
the oh god, I forget. There's the Fisher King. That's Jen
Mhm.
Hansu right there.
Green.
There's the man himself, Black Manta.
Oh, that looks
His costume
so
looks
cool,
tight as
dude.
fuck.
That looks so cool.
I'm trying to remember these guys' fucking names.
Who?
Those creepy like piranha face
The
things.
trench.
The trench. There
Yeah.
it is. Yep, those are. But yeah, this looks like fun. But yeah, Shazam's definitely lighthearted. Magical.
Magical.
Looks
more,
fun.
More like just a fun comedy romp.
Yeah, and then this in Aquaman looks like the fun action romp. So it's kind of.
Yeah.
Remember the film
But with
Star Kid?
but with like with
It's kind of like how I envisioned Shazam would be like.
Oh, you mean the really weird one about the kid with the alien suit and the?
He jumps in the suit and
Yeah.
he just like fights his bully.
It's got that face on the inside that talks to him.
Yeah.
You remember that movie?
Yep.
Dude, I thought that movie was so cool when I was a kid, but then I
Me too.
watched it like a couple years after the fact that I had originally seen it. I was like, oh, this
I'm
is
scared
bad.
now to go back as an adult and watch that film.
It
and be
really
like,
doesn't hold up, especially when like the kid needs to eat or something inside of the suit, but he can't get out of it, so the suit like eats
the
for
food
him,
for
but then
him.
it processes it into this
Little
ooze
ball.
that like or something. Yeah, it's weird.
it pushes. Yeah, it like comes out in a little ball in like a little dish, and it like pushes it into
It
the
like
kid's
poops
mouth.
it out of the face of the inside of the suit into the kid, and he's like, "No, I don't want this!" Like inside of there.
So, with Aquaman, it looks like what the story is going to be.
He goes back to Atlantis and he finds
Well,
like
he
a
gets
new king or
Mira
something.
goes finds him because his half brother, Orm, who's played by Patrick Wilson, aka the
Night
Ocean-
Owl.
Yep, aka Ocean Master.
AKA,
Um,
blanking on his character's name from Fargo, but he was fucking great in it.
Sheriff.
Sheriff, what's his
Larson.
nuts?
No,
Deputy,
Deputy-
what's his nuts?
no, he was like,
Highway patrolman.
yeah,
Trollman, what's his nuts?
yeah.
And then like wants to wage war on the surface world because of
Reasons.
reasons.
Good reasons.
Because we're fucking with the oceans.
Because
And
that's what you do when you're in control of fish. Send them on land.
He has to go depose him, and then
Unite the factions of
yeah,
Atlantis.
They have a
against
battle.
the trench. Somehow, fucking Black Manta works in there.
Because
I
King
don't know.
Orm
'Cause it's
uses
kind of
Black
that-
Manta as like his agent on land, where he's like doesn't give a shit about humans, but sees that this dude wants to fuck with Aquaman, so he's like, yeah, go for it, fuck with him. Gives him some
Maybe.
tech. Well, that's pretty much like what they've been like. People,
They
a lot of
said
people
that.
have been looking through it and being like, well, there's Atlantean. They've said there's like Atlantean tech with the Black Manta stuff, and how would he get
Yeah.
Atlantean tech? Probably King
Well,
Orm.
if it's like the old story, it's got something to do with his dad. And
In the beginning, we actually see him with his dad on that sub.
yeah, because then his dad gets killed. And he blames it on Aquaman because
Mhm.
Aquaman has something to do with it. So then he kills Aquaman's dad, and it's a whole clusterfuck of things.
Yeah, the actor that plays Black Manta has said that his role in this movie is like, since he's not the main villain, his whole thing is that just revenge on Aquaman. Like he just wants to kill Aquaman, basically.
Yeah.
He's the Terminator for Aquaman.
Mm.
Aquaman is John Connor.
No.
Not totally wrong.
T.
but not
Okay,
totally correct.
yeah. Black Manta's the T-800, and Aquaman's the T-1000, kind of. Is a more apt description, I would say.
But his I'm saying the villain's whole part of the film, his story is basically getting revenge,
Yeah.
trying to pursue Aquaman. That's his whole plight.
Yes. in this movie, yeah, that's his deal.
Essentially. And how the trench works into it, I don't know. It'll probably end up they have to get together to fuck him up at the end. I'm guessing.
What is that, like the climax?
That's probably the final shit.
What do you think
Because
they're
you
gonna
just saw
lead-
that whole shit's the final
Yeah.
battle.
What do you
right
think
there.
they're gonna lead into then? As far as like chronologically, like what do you think would come after?
Like
Aquaman?
setting up another movie.
What the second one would be?
It's either setting up Aquaman 2 or just like letting this one resolve.
Well, but
as,
I'm
like,
trying to think of what
open-ended, but not specifically setting
what they
anything
use for a
up.
story. Because I'm trying to remember what the next step is in the John storyline. If they keep with that.
I just feel like maybe James Wan and DC are just being like, let's not get too ahead of ourselves, because there was supposed
Well,
to
no.
be footage from like that was going to be in Wonder Woman that was slightly setting up both Cyborg and not like a Cyborg movie, but the character Cyborg and the movie Justice League a little bit, where there was like a scene where she was going to go back to the bar and talk with not Steve Rogers, you know what I'm saying.
Steve Trevor.
Steve Trevor's little secretary character was going to be like, oh, they found a very powerful artifact, a mother box,
Yeah.
in a dig in Africa, and we need to bring it back to America for study or something.
And Diana Prince is in Africa.
No.
Isn't she like a purveyor or like a keeper of lost artifacts?
No. She
Well,
just got
yeah.
a job at the
What's her-
Louvre.
Well,
Yeah,
but
that's
that was
what I
her.
mean,
That
like-
was her job at the Louvre.
Well, yeah, but she's not like, she hasn't been there forever. She's just
Well, yeah,
been
at the
she's
time that was back in the 40s in Wonder Woman 1.
20s.
In Wonder Woman 1, like we
That was
see.
That was
20s.
before she. Oh yeah, 20s. Sorry, I forgot about
Don't
that.
we see her?
It's World
Don't we
War
see her
One.
do something like that in Justice League? I thought. When we...
In Justice League, yeah, but that's not in
Well,
the
that's
1920s.
more about, like,
No, I
that's
know.
that's her cover.
But
That's
this
her
is in the
cover
19.
job.
She gets a
Aquaman's
job at
not
the
in
No,
1920s
but
either.
what he's talking about
Yeah.
takes place in the
was taken
1920s.
back in the 20s.
Yeah, this is a scene that was cut from Wonder Woman that was going to at one point be included at the end of the movie to help set up
Emma Candy.
how
Her
the Mother Box got to Central or Gotham City or wherever Star Labs, like how Star Labs basically got their hands on it.
Okay.
So like I wouldn't be surprised if there might have been stuff shot like that for Aquaman, and they're probably trying to balance like what do we attach if we attach anything to try and set something else up, and is it going to be a different character in DC, or are we just gonna set
I
up
think we
another
more set
Aquaman
up
movie?
for- yeah, set up for
like it kind of feels like putting the cart before the horse to set up a different movie, but it
Right.
makes total sense to set up a
I
possible
was just trying
Aquaman
to think
2
what
sequel.
the next storyline would be.
You know what I think the last shot of the movie is?
What?
Or what I hope it will be? him and his, which they've said he's going to be in like his kind of more OG, like traditional, like orange and green type outfit. I really hope it's
On a
him.
sea dragon.
Just just like standing
Just a
on
giant seahorse.
the shore somewhere in like a rocky cliff or something. He's got the trident, and he thrusts it in the air, and like thousands of sharks and whales and shit just breach out of the water and then crash back down, and then just cut to black and Aquaman.
That'd be cool.
A back shot of him with the hair, like in that suit, and he's just like,
Yeah.
boom, puts it in the air, and all these sea creatures just erupt from the ocean and then splash back down, and then that's the end of the movie.
And you hear the Michael Jackson from Free
Free
Willy.
Willy.
River Giant.
And they all just fly over him. And he's like,
Willie, shut up! Nobody wants to hear you crying.
they gotta have some kind of like nod to Free Willy in there. That'd be really great, where you can hear the orcas just go.
Or like, this would be kind of funny if there's a person, just a random ass civilian that we don't know on land, and Aquaman like jumps over them like Free Willy does, and the person's like, "What the?"
Yeah,
heck?"
he's just like he's on one of those dams, those rock dams, and he's just like fishing, and you just see Aquaman just fly over him, and just give him like a little salute or
It's
something.
like a little Jason Momoa, like snarky little hey or something
Yeah.
shit like that, and he's like slow mo the guy like what the.
There you go. See, now we're getting into the more funny side of DC.
Hey,
The
we
funny
got the
side.
humor too.
We should be the second ADs for the show, and we just go and we shoot these random scenes. We're like, all right, we need to borrow Jason for a few like minutes, and then we just get that shot of him
Quite honestly,
jumping
like,
over.
they should probably have some unit like that that's just called like the wild card unit on every superhero shoot, where it's like, okay, if Logan's gonna be really serious and grounded and a good ass dramatic movie, you guys are gonna go off for like a day or two of shooting, shoot whatever the fuck you want with these characters, and come back and just show us, so that we have something to bounce off. You know what I mean? To like cleanse the palate a little bit. To
Yeah,
see,
because you're
like,
dealing with such dark and gritty subject matter. You need like that palate cleanser to be like, all right, in a different perspective, and to get more in tune with like, all right, we're doing this because it's this type of movie, and
yeah, or
it needs to be lighthearted, because like that's what they did for the set of what was it, Schindler's List. Like the whole film, they had like a comedian or somebody come on to like just tell jokes. I think it was Robin Williams who just come on and like tell jokes to the crew of Schindler's List, just to get their spirits up, because like that's dark stuff you're dealing with, and like every day is like really tough.
Can you imagine footage from the wild card unit on like X-Men Age of Apocalypse, where they cast like the young Jean Grey and everything, and they take those younger characters and they go to the old sets of Seinfeld and they have them fill in the roles, where like
Because it
Who
takes
would-
place like in the 90s, like
yeah, like Quicksilver's like Seinfeld, like in his apartment just zipping around a little bit, and then Jean Grey like Kramer's her way into the and he's like, Jean, what are you doing here? Like they shoot that for a day or two, and they come back to the rest of the crew and they're like, watch what we did. Boop, boop. And they start playing.
Yeah, is there a musical?
X-Fell.
Is there a musical X-Men?
Not Siren.
Somebody that uses
Dazzler.
Banshee.
No,
Or-
Dazzler.
Well, I mean, Banshee was like, he was like a trained musician, is what I'm saying. He was a singer. The Irish dude, Banshee?
Was he? I don't remember.
whoever.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
have them. Do
But
the bass line.
Dazzler was actually like like pop star. They even
Yeah,
released
she-
an actual physical album, Dazzler album, that you could buy back in the day.
See,
she was a
doing
she was
random
a
secret
she was a
Easter
disco
eggs like that would be sweet.
She was in there was a Dazzler Easter egg in one of the
In
movies.
one of the more recent
Really?
X-Men movies. Yeah, there was like a character who just passes by and like,
I think it might have been in Age of Apocalypse.
very possibly. But yeah, that was in there.
Okay.
So, another one that we're gonna look up here. The new Godzilla trailer.
Yeah.
I'm the most excited for that.
I think
It's up there for me too.
Yeah,
right?
it's-
but
it's
like once
definitely
again,
up
like
there.
the human shit, it just doesn't look.
It's
that
gonna be.
interesting to me.
They're really bombarding the viewers with all the human stuff because it's going to be that
I
chaotic.
know.
But it's going to be the main focus on the monsters.
Well, and I
just
think,
like
honestly,
the 2014 Godzilla movie, like I could be arsed to give a shit about the human stuff.
Well, I think what they're doing with this one that is very smart compared to the 2014 one, and what they learned a little bit, like what helped Kong Skull Island a little bit too, is to have all the human drama directly feed off of or play into the monster stuff. Where like in the 2014 one, up until a certain point, it was just human stuff that was like separate from the monsters, and then it was them like reacting to the monsters. And then this one, we're seeing Millie Bobby Brown right there, who's 11 from Stranger Things. She is kind of taking a role of the two little saint fairies that like talk to Mothra, like
Yes.
telepathically.
Yep.
She is like somebody. So she's a daughter of a paleobiologist who's working. Who like they've both been kidnapped, and they think that a lot of people think that her mom in this movie is being held by some organization that is opposite to Monarch, where they like want to bring King Ghidorah around, and like they want the Titans basically to
Eleven's
just
mom.
yeah.
Yeah.
Eleven's mom's that evil bitch.
So they think that Charles Dance is the leader of this opposing faction, and that's why in one of the shots in the trailer we see him. He says, "Long live the king," along with Millie Bobby Brown's mother's standing there with him, and then like in the trailer here, she's like her mother is like delivering this speech at the beginning via text or via video. And a lot of people have said that her delivery of some of it is like kind of stilted, so they feel like she might be like actually like being forced to read something as like she's been held captive and they're using her knowledge to further their goals, and she doesn't want to be there, but she has no choice.
Right.
And then like the other stuff with like the organization of Monarch got more fleshed out in Kong Skull Island, where they were like every single thing that they were about was
Still
like,
haven't seen that.
hey, here's monsters, here's cool like monster stuff, we're all about monsters. And this they're doing more of that too, where like the human stuff is like seems to be in this movie, it's all either about like we got to get these things woken up, we got to find them, we got to get them out in the world,
And then Ice
And-
Cube's kid,
and then that's gonna be cool. Thomas Middleditch,
Middle Ditch, and then Shape of Water chick.
who is a character from the 2014 one as well. King Ghidorah right there, frozen in the ice. So King Ghidorah is probably going to be being woken up because of like global warming.
We're gonna see
the
4
ice.
monsters. Right?
Mothra's too cute. That's my.
But
You can never get too cute. With
Mothra's got way too cute a face.
here's what I think is going to happen for just general. outline
Godzilla's
of the
always in
movie.
Japan. That's why all these Japanese.
That's badass.
That is.
This
I
is
think
badass, right?
That's fucking really cool. Because like Mothra is in the middle of like the Amazon forest or something. Like she's in a very
Rodan.
heavily jungled place. Rodan is inside of a volcano
volcano.
in Mexico.
Burning up the whole town.
And then Godzilla the whole time is kind of just like cruising. He's been cruising the entire Earth because all these different monsters are now starting to wake up, and he's like kind of just on patrol and like
looked like
alerted
Mothra
by
was.
them.
Looked like Mothra was either inside a type of a Niagara Falls looking place.
Yeah, she's like when I think that's the scene of her hatching is her like first expanding her wings and stuff. She's like in a super moist place, like behind a waterfall in a cave where her little pupil cocoon kind of thing is. So it's going to be Mothra, Rodan, King Ghidorah, and Godzilla, and I think it's going to be Mothra, Rodan, and Godzilla
Versus
like
Ghidorah.
kind of showing up at different points in the movie. Like Godzilla will kind of make an appearance at the beginning to be like, "Hey, I'm here. I'm kind of just looking around for shit."
Yeah.
And then Mothra or Rodan will wake up, and then the other one will wake up. There will be some infighting between
Yeah.
those 3 characters, Mothra, Rodan, and Godzilla.
The classic like comic book thing where we're gonna fight, but then we're gonna join together to
Yeah,
fight the real bad guy.
Because King Ghidorah, like, canonically can, like, cause hurricanes and tsunamis just with his wings and, like, just fuck up the earth.
Rodan seemed to be doing that too, just by gliding over.
Yeah,
just
he's-
causing a huge shockwave to hit that town.
Yeah.
Just blast.
Well, he doesn't know any better.
No, he's just trying to fly.
But,
I'm
yeah,
just trying to get out of
so
here.
I think the 3 at the end are going to be like, well, we're all maybe not, like, I would prefer that you're not here, but I'll let
Yeah.
it happen because we all need to take care of this.
Yeah.
That's going to be so cool.
I hope
Right.
towards the end of that they do set up the Kong Godzilla
Oh yeah.
SmackDown.
It's coming.
The
I know
next
it's
one.
coming,
2020.
but they should hint at it. Like Godzilla walks to Skull Island or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know
definitely
exactly
so.
how that is gonna like.
Or-
what
or,
setting
like-
would be best for that fight to go down in?
Or like whatever.
A city, a fucking big
Oh, I agree.
If
huge
city.
city.
They should happen in like Tokyo or
if-
like Hong
Yeah,
Kong or
yeah,
something
yeah.
where there's just huge population
Because
density.
you gotta see Kong. Well, I don't know. This Kong is bigger than most of the like
Well,
towers.
he's got to be.
Well, and they also said
Yeah.
the Kong that we see in Kong Skull Island is not fully grown. He's still an adolescent, so he's got more growing to do.
Well, he's got to be bigger than. He's got to get to the size of Godzilla. Godzilla's freaking huge.
But he'll also probably they probably won't be of equivalent size. King Kong will honestly probably still be smaller than him, but still, really really big. But that means he'll be able to like move around more nimbly, and he'll be like climbing up buildings around where Godzilla's walking, and like he'll grab like in Pacific Rim, like he'll grab like a big thing and swing it at Godzilla and like use the environment around him. He'll be thinking a little, like, because they set that up in Kong Skull Island, where this isn't just a like mindless ape that's really big. This is a creature with a specific purpose of like he's like an angry dad,
Yeah.
where he's like he knows that there's natives and there's humans on the island, and he kind of looks after him, but he's also like, if you fuck up, I'm coming over there. Just keep things nice and cool and chill. We'll all be good.
I bet you a fucking evil version of Monarch will be like, we got this motherfucker. Like at the end, and they would have captured
King
Kong or
Kong.
some shit.
Yeah, who knows? Because like they I don't know. They haven't really set up Kong in the movie. They definitely just set him up as like a protector of that island, and they set up like a lineage before him of all these other like monster apes that were around and like protectors of humans and like. And he's like the black sheep of that group, and then he's also the last one supposedly.
I bet
Yeah.
you Kong vs Godzilla is gonna turn into like a Batman vs Superman type situation.
There's got to be a third.
Well, just where
Like-
where they like fight like this. It's like they'll fight each other, but there will be some other thing that they have to.
Gamera shows up.
Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah,
That would be fucking.
that's what I was just saying the other day to
'Cause
my
if-
coworkers. I was like, I want Mecha Godzilla to show up.
If you unleash an unstoppable force in an immovable object, King Kong, Godzilla, and they start going at it, and then the humans are like, "Oh wow, this is a lot of collateral damage. We got to put a stop to this. All right, let's call out Mecha Godzilla that we've been developing for years and stop them both." And then they both
There
are
you go.
like, "You want to in on this fight? Let's fucking do it."
Because like we see in this trailer,
Or it's like
Humans
a prototype
getting-
for the Jaegers from Pacific Rim, and you just get the
yeah, it's like a
clusterfuck of all of them.
prototype. But you see in
That
this one,
would
like
be
you
cool.
see so many casualties from the human side just getting killed by like the planes and jets are flying around, just getting swatted.
There is that one shot at the end of the trailer with Godzilla like approaching from the sea, and he's like, that's his like entrance, his like wrestler fucking entrance
Yep.
there.
Yeah.
and he's got all
Some
the
fucking
jets
Stone
like
Cold
flying.
music in the
No,
background.
it's playing the Puff Daddy from the.
But all the
Come
jets are
with
like
me.
flying with him and like in formation around him, and they're like, that tells me like the humans have teamed up with Godzilla. Like at the end, I don't know how they're gonna do it if he's gonna like look down at like some military camp and then just like nod his head or some shit.
Oh yeah,
But there
might
will
be kind of cringy.
Well,
His
that-
little
that won't
baby
happen,
arms,
but,
his
like-
little guy arms. Just,
But they're gonna be like, they're gonna notice, unlike the 2014 one, they kind of like at the very end figured out that he wasn't a threat. He was just trying to fight these other things. They're probably gonna know from the bat, like, okay, he's
he's
there's-
here. Something's going down.
There's another challenger, yeah. Like he's
you
going
think-
for the fight. We got to help him in this fight. And they're
Do you
gonna-
think? Well, do you think that since Mothra can talk to this child in some form,
Yeah.
that she's going to be the spokesman for the monsters? Because maybe Mothra can talk
Maybe.
to Godzilla and then be like, "Oh, she said that. He said this."
No, not like that. Because they've said that like her mom like develops this like biosonar acoustics or some shit that like that's how they communicate with them.
Bullshit device.
Yeah, but there are like a couple of shots of her like when she actually physically touches Mothra, and then there's another shot where it's in the place where they're holding King Ghidorah, and it's her mom in the foreground, but you can see her in the background like reaching her hand out towards it in a very specific way. So there probably is going to be some sort of like she's just able to tune into that a little more
So you
easily
think
or
that
all
something.
Mothra-
these? You think all these fucking monsters besides Godzilla are gonna die in this movie?
No,
You don't?
no,
Maybe Rodan.
no, because they with what the
pretty sure
trailer
most
says
of
and
them
shit,
die.
like the
Mothra's
original
gonna die.
rightful like
'Cause there's that
inhabitants
emotional
of this land
connection.
or whatever they call them, like
Yeah.
they're basically setting these things up as like, oh shit, these are basically gods and they were gone for a long time and now they're back and
Yeah.
humans are taking like a
There's
second
just something
seat
about like
to everything
forming
else.
that emotional connection between Mothra and Millie Bobby Brown that makes me think that they're totally gonna kill Mothra.
There probably will be like a thing where King Ghidorah like shoots some of his lightning and like hits Mothra and Mothra goes down and you know everybody's just like
oh no,
oh fuck, but then
at the end it's like it's
he
okay,
gets back
dude,
up
I'm
and
alright.
does his like that really awesome thing that he does in the old movies
Yeah.
where he just has like he lets out that light with his like with her spores and
Yeah.
shit. Oh,
Yes, no,
I'm
I
so
think
excited
either
to
that
see this.
or setting up like, since Mothra is a woman,
yeah,
she's got eggs.
Oh, so
That's-
like
I mean,
a
hidden
Godzilla '97 situation.
that's definitely
Or another cocoon or something
well,
like that. Or
that
that wasn't.
happens with the Mothra character. Like the first one, I think does get defeated by Godzilla because this one is more just like they could have been cool, but there was no way for that to like line up at that point. So I think the original Mothra dies, but does like leave behind eggs or more like pupa or something like that. That then another one grows into another Mothra down the line. I'm not sure.
No,
There's also like
that's a total plausibility with this.
there's a theory too that King of Monsters wasn't referring to Godzilla but to Ghidorah.
Well, Charles Dance's line in the trailer of like "Long live the king,"
Yeah.
he ain't talking about Godzilla.
No.
He's fucking talking about King Ghidorah. Because there's like
Can we
a
get that sweet like cyborg ass Ghidorah?
we could
That
in a
would be
future
badass.
movie we probably yeah.
After he gets
I don't see
defeated, he
why
comes
not.
back later and he's got like mechanical head or two and fucking mechanical.
Mechanical wings.
Um,
What if we see Gamera?
I'd be okay with that. That spinning ass turtle.
Sucks in the
Saving
arms and
him
then
for
just
later.
a
But
bunch of propellers.
that's not.
I know it has nothing to do with Toho or
Yeah.
whatever.
You know
Yeah,
what would
he
be
was
cool
outside
too? See Ultraman.
Oh,
Ultraman pops up at the end.
That's
it's like,
what if that was what Millie Bobby Brown is this entire time? Actually, is Ultraman. Yeah.
Ultra Woman.
Yep.
Ultra Woman.
Yep.
This isn't history. It's her story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be hilarious. Yeah, this one's the top of my viewing for the next coming year.
Yeah, like I'm excited to see Shazam, and I'm excited to see.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for both of those, but
we get superhero movies all the time. We don't really that often get
Godzilla.
giant ass monster movies,
Yeah.
and especially not Godzilla movies.
Yeah, Shin Godzilla was the last one I watched, and I was pretty into that film.
Yeah, that was
Shin
super
was-
jarring.
Shin was.
I did not see that one.
Oh, that's
I almost
something
bought
that
it
we
at
watch
Walmart
on
the other
here
day.
because like
Oh yeah, I'd be down for watching any
it's
Godzilla.
so
Me too.
it's so somber
that's
for
like
a Godzilla movie.
I loved old Godzilla movies when I was younger, and I had like a box set of a bunch of them on VHS when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I still have them somewhere. It included like Son of Godzilla. And shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
My favorite one for some reason as a kid was I'm blanking on the name, but it's the one with God, I can't even remember the monster's name. The big rose monster.
Oh.
Oh,
Which is it's
kinda-
not even a rose monster. It's
Oh.
technically like a clone of Godzilla in a way that has just adapted part of the Earth into it. It's really weird. It's a really weird scenario in the movie. But the cover for that one, the painting of like Godzilla standing in front of that monster is so fucking cool.
I like
beautiful.
how Legendary is now like the home of all the giant ass monsters and shit.
Yes.
Because they got Godzilla, they got Pacific Rim, they've got King Kong,
Kong.
they've got Jurassic Park.
Oh wow, is that legendary?
Yep.
Huh.
The last two.
That makes sense.
I'm thinking, oh, they're doing Gundam too.
Oh yeah, they are.
Nice.
All the giant ass
They might
monsters.
even be doing
and robots.
Robotech. I don't know.
I don't know if they'd have a similar. Well, I guess Gundam and fucking Pacific Rim is similar enough,
And
I'm
King
all
Kong
down
and
for that.
Godzilla.
and it's yeah, it's possible.
That wouldn't surprise me. They seem like either them or like Bad Robot seems like a company to handle Robotech, where it's like
Yeah, Bad Robot does
space airplane porn. Yeah.
well with stuff like Cloverfield, they
And
could
Star Trek.
And Star Trek, yeah.
They've done a ton of. I think like Life was that the name of the Alien movie from last year with
Jake
Ryan
Gyllenhaal.
Reynolds and Jake Gyllenhaal, where it was
Yeah.
like that thing. I think that was bad, or there was like a sci-fi movie this previous year, 2017, where it was like a space sci-fi slight horror element to it. I'm pretty sure that Bad Robot was attached to that.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah, they'd be a good studio to help develop more of the sci-fi. Like if they did make an Ultraman or something, that'd be sweet.
Mm-hmm.
well, they're
Robotech.
making an Ultraman Netflix series that's animated, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I'd be
mean,
down.
I think it's coming out this year.
Netflix has been producing a lot of different like things from other countries. Like they've been producing a lot of like Indian based films and they like or television shows too. Like I've seen Netflix tacked onto a bunch of stuff that I would like look at. Like that looks like a Bollywood type movie, but it says Netflix. I'm like, oh, okay.
But they get a lot of like global stuff.
Yeah, and so they're just furthering that market of, you know, maybe they should do some stuff
Oh,
based
dude,
around
fucking
Ultraman or
Gigan.
Gigan.
Yeah.
Gaiden? What about
You
it?
looking
I
at
forgot
monsters?
about him. Yeah.
Oh, just old monsters, yeah.
Godzilla movies.
Oh, the name of that creature just popped in my head for a second, but it was gone.
The Rose one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can kind of envision.
Biollante.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
nice.
Greg Berlanti.
So is that the majority of the trailers that we?
For the super big ones, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I know that they showed some more footage of like Venom, and I think they showed a little bit of footage for
There was
Wonder
footage,
Woman,
yeah,
like a little
shown,
teaser
yeah.
for Wonder Woman.
Okay.
The Venom one sounds interesting just because like from the footage that they showed, they did confirm that he will be fighting another symbiote, which is going to be one of the Riot Squad or whatever they were called back in the day. Where
Yeah. It was like different colors.
It's yeah, they
What?
well, it was based off of, there's a couple, it's Lethal Protector and I forget the other one, or the storylines is based off of, and they're symbiotes that were like bioengineered from his,
Venom, yeah.
and there's like
Hazard.
there's Scream.
Yeah.
God, that poster is tight. The Biollante one.
Yeah, it fucking
Um,
love that as a kid.
so let me check it out.
Love it now.
But and then the rumor is at the end you see Woody Harrelson for like a second. He's Carnage.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. Like we just see like Cletus Cassidy in his jail cell or some shit, and then we see just a little creep around the corner of a little.
What about?
What about
I'm trying to think. We should actually go to a film instead of watching ones that come out, but we should go to the Meg. When that comes out.
That'd be tight.
I'd be down.
I mean, that just seems like a perfect kind of like summer kind of ending movie to watch.
That movie is gonna be like two different things for me. It's gonna be like I'm gonna have to not be the person who's in the theater like, well, actually, because I've read the book that it's based
Yeah.
on, and then the other part of me is just gonna be like, I'm ready to fucking watch a shark movie. Let's do it.
I know. I haven't watched a good shark film in a while.
Did you not see The Reef or The Shallows? The one with
Oh, Blake Lively.
Blake Lively.
Yeah, I watched that one. That was pretty good.
That was good.
That was like 2 years ago, though, right?
Yeah, it was either 2016 or 2017. It was pretty recent.
What about Glass?
Yeah, I guess that is another trailer that I have honestly I've seen about 45% of Unbreakable. Every time I tried to watch it as a kid, it was just so fucking boring.
Oh, fine. Let's just get on to Christopher Robin then. Let's talk about finding Christopher Robin.
What did I see? I
Just
saw that as a
Christopher Robin.
trailer before.
I'm looking forward to Glass, kind of, because I did
Incredibles.
enjoy Split.
I haven't seen Split, but from everything that I've heard about it since its release, plus just I like James McAvoy. And
Yeah.
the
He's
Glass
really good
trailer
in
does
it.
look interesting, and Split, yeah, I think that's one that I'd want to see, but I got that Shyamalan block in my mind where I'm just.
Oh,
like,
no, me too. That's why I was like, I don't know. And I went to it and I was like,
And just
I enjoy
like
this.
honestly,
Because it does a total, like, I mean, it's obviously there's the Shyamalan twist, but it's just like, because the whole time you think it's just this crazy ass dude with multiple personalities.
But he turns into a beast.
Essentially, he just fucking like all of a sudden he just gets like super muscular
jacked,
and it's like fucking running on the ceiling and shit. And you're just like,
Yep.
well, and like when it was coming out, and I first heard people talking about it, every trailer that I saw, they don't really like intimate any of that. They just
Yeah.
kind of show you the kidnapping, split personality,
and
hostages.
then you see him like warning about like a dark personality, and that's about it.
And I thought it was gonna just go into a little bit of that, and then it would be one of your more typical kind of like, not gore porn, but like none of these characters that get kidnapped are gonna survive in the end, and it's just gonna be a little dark story about this thing. And then it turned out to be something completely different, or like one of the people does survive, and they have like a very good and active role in the movie, and it's
Yeah.
not just like they're all.
And
damsels
she's in
distress.
Glass too.
Yeah, she shows up in Glass. You know what's interesting? The character Mr. Glass, his mother, shows up in the trailer as well in that same shot where they're all like outside and they all turn and react. It's the mother of Glass, Die Hard's son from Unbreakable, and that chick,
Yeah.
same actors. So they got the person who played Glass's mom from Unbreakable.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
back.
The kid from like Gladiator.
And the kid from Unbreakable who played his son
Right.
is back as his son again. It's just cool that they're using the same actors and
Right.
like they don't need to age them up or anything. They've
So you
aged
think
because
that they don't have Robin Wright Penn in it because she was the wife of security?
Oh, I haven't seen her in any of the trailers. I don't think that she's in it.
The name of his fucking Bruce Willis kid, like the actor's name is Spencer Treat Clark.
What a treat!
Treat Williams.
He's in Mystic River too. Huh.
The color scheme too was kind of cool. Seeing that
The
Bruce
yellow,
Willis
the
is
purple, and the blue.
green.
whatever.
Well, and
the
the
green,
yeah.
purple, and yellow. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
split.
use of like imagery of three, because
Yep.
they're sitting in that room and there's three windows behind them and then there's three reflections of the light like
Yep.
underneath them kind of, and then
Showing
each,
their true self. Yeah.
and each cell has three little panes of glass on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Alita? We can talk a little bit more about.
Oh yeah,
Alita.
there's a new trailer.
Yeah, that
for
second trailer for it is cool. Did you
So I still.
you see what I'm talking about with that one thing where like he grabs her and then she grabs him
Yep.
back
Yep.
and
Super
it's
quick motion.
really fast.
Yep.
It's just it looks cool.
But getting like Christoph Waltz is sort of like the Geppetto, like I think you said that.
Yeah.
And like it's a perfect
It's like
Pinocchio.
representation.
there's shades of Astro Boy, there's shades of Pinocchio, there's shades of even God, it rings so strongly with something else.
Bicentennial Man.
Yeah, like just and less and it's weird where like
AI.
the end of that new trailer shows her fighting that bigger character with like the tendrils that he shoots out at her and she's
Yep.
like dodging them and stuff. That just reminds me of the trailer for Sucker Punch. We have the huge dude with the Gatling gun and he starts firing it and it's basically big guy sending something at a smaller target. The smaller target starts dodging those things towards him. Exact same thing happened in the Sucker Punch trailer.
Do you think I don't know, because I haven't read like any comic book or
Manga.
graphic novel or manga about Alita, but the name to me, it might mean something different, but to me, I think of Lolita, the
Oh.
book, and the film that Stanley Kubrick made about the guy that was obsessed with a little girl.
Right.
I don't know if how much that conveys in the film or the manga or whatever, but my head just jumps to like Alita, Lolita. They're totally similar in that fashion. So
Alita is something that I've never seen, read anything about it, but it was something that I saw advertisements for all the time and that I just saw like issues of and covers of all the time as a kid. So I knew about it and like I knew generally what it was, badass female robot chick fighting other badass robots and nothing past that. But this movie actually genuinely does look interesting and I like the look of it. I like the cast. It's just, I think it will either be a clusterfuck or it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards clusterfuck with it right now.
Yeah, I am too,
I'm not
but
particularly looking forward to it, but visually it looks cool.
did you see Ghost in the Shell
Yes.
with Scarlett Johansson?
Fell asleep.
Yeah, I feel like it might be somewhat similar to that where it's
I
like
watched it.
It's
I
visually
fell
interesting, and there's like
in the movie
there
theater.
are things to like about it, but overall, it's
So
not
it's
a
all
good
the
movie.
same color the entire time.
Just blue,
Just
purple.
that gray, blue, purple. Just
It's
I
a
was,
well, it
and
is
I
a
was
very
just like,
sleepy movie.
and
It's got,
everybody
like,
was
Well,
just,
even the
and everybody,
original Ghost in the
everybody's
Shell. Watch the original Ghost in the Shell
I
film,
have.
and like that scene where they just like stop the movie and just play that one song for like 5 minutes. You're just sitting there watching all these random scenes of like boats and barges in this river and like skyscrapers panning, and you're just like, all right.
Where that's different for me though is at least like it was animation. You know, it's like
No, it's a splendor to watch the animation of it, but like there was always
It-
that it just stops the action entirely, and you're just like, all right, now we have time to reflect on what just happened. They don't do anything like that in the film. It's just
No.
like it's all just monotone throughout.
Well, and one thing that I would definitely make that movie sleepy to me, quote unquote, is like visually with how everything looks, with the constant color schemes that you're talking about, and also how sleek everything is. And when they're inside rooms, it still feels a little bit spacious. The sound design and the soundtrack are kind of similar too, because when you watch it in a theater, it's a very deep like sound palette. Like there's a lot of reverb and there's a lot of echo, and there's the synth noise and like all this stuff that kind of just adds all these different layers, and you almost
Yeah.
feel like you can just like crawl into the movie and just snuggle up right there in the middle of all this stuff texturally around you and just kind of be like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now. Like,
I think it does have that feeling, but a lot of Japanese films have that, especially ones I should show you guys eventually. This film called Good Morning, which is basically Ohio. Well, it's not like Ohio the state, but like their version of Good Morning is Ohio.
right.
But it's a movie about like a slice of life. You just watch a few days of these people like interacting with each other in this village, and they always have scenes where they break out from the actual narrative, and they just have like clothes blowing on a clothesline. You just watch those for a little bit because it's like it invokes that sense of like, oh, this is like a nice peaceful film, and you just like, all right, this is just nice to watch. Like, and they try to do that in a lot of other Japanese films where they just stick on a shot of like an empty kitchen and nothing happens in it for like a good 2 minutes, but you hear things going on, and then they come into the frame after a while, and you're just watching this framing of this kitchen for some reason. You're like, all right, you can see that the teapot is getting a little steamy. That's
Yep.
about it. But it's like it conveys that sense of this is kind of peaceful and nice.
I love that about Japanese filmmaking, though, is that
They take time.
They're not afraid to take the time to do a scene, like convey ideas, emotions, themes, and then, like you were saying, they'll just cut to something that lets that simmer for a little bit. It lets you sit with that emotion versus jumping to a new scene and maybe continuing what we had just talked about or something completely different, where you don't get the time to just really sit in it, really kind of stew.
Yeah, I think I will bring over Good Morning because it's a really good film. The premise is these two kids. The basic plot is these two brothers
Just two brothers.
want a TV. They want a TV, and they ask their dad if they can have a TV so they can watch wrestling. They want to watch sumo wrestling, and they go on a hunger strike, and that's where like the whole conflict is. Like, there's nothing else really. There's interactions with the mom and the other villagers, like buying a washing machine, and like because like everybody in the village has to like pitch in a certain amount of money for like tithing or some kind of like tax. And so a lot of the villagers think that the kid's mom didn't pitch in because they bought a new washing machine or TV, but like there's all these like miscommunication throughout, but like it all revolves around these kids and how they interact with the adults. And it's kind of just a nice, peaceful film, and I think you might enjoy it. I enjoyed it. I was like, I bought this film, and I was like, you know what? This kid on the cover sells it, because he's just a little goblin of a kid.
Just a little fucker.
He's just a tiny little goober.
Little gobble.
But he's so like endearing and charming because he mimics his older brother at every moment. Like, so when the older brother goes on hunger strike, the little kid wants to go on a hunger strike, and they do this funny game where they push on each other's foreheads, and then like once they push on the foreheads, they let out a little toot, and then they keep doing it to the same kid, and the kid's like, all right, push to my forehead, push right here. And he's trying to push one out to toot, and he's like, all right, didn't get it. Do it again. And then every time he does it like a second time or third time, he shits his pants. And he's like, oh, I gotta go home. And he always runs back home after he does it, because the older brother gets it at the first try, and then even the little kid gets a little toot at the first try. But every time they do it to their friend, he just always shits himself.
He's not in on the game. He didn't have years of training behind him.
Not cool enough.
Of brothers poking him.
And to finish our little trailer trash, let's talk about Mamma Mia.
What?
Or Christopher Robin. Or
Why
Slender
Mamma
Man.
Mia?
Slenderman.
Mamma Mia is like out though. isn't
Wait.
Is it? The new
it?
one?
Second one.
Wait.
Yeah.
So that's a new movie?
What?
I'm not insane?
What?
When I went to see Incredibles 2, I was walking through the hallway of the theater to go to my specific theater that it was showing in, and I walked past one of the new digital marquees, and it was playing Mamma Mia on there. I thought they were just doing like a showing that weekend or that day of Mamma Mia from a few years ago. There's a new fucking
There's
movie?
a second one. yeah.
Here we go
Fuck!
again.
What the fuck?
Here we go again. Yeah,
What?
that's literally the name.
Wow.
Mamma
Wow.
I think we should end it
Here
there.
we
We just
go
blew Wilson's
again.
mind.
No, don't end it there.
Good night, everybody.
You know what I want? You know what I want to watch with you guys?
Mamma Mia.
Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah.
Such a good movie.
I think we've all seen that
Shaolin
movie so
Soccer.
many goddamn times.
Shaolin Soccer's not as strong. Really,
No,
just
this is first
It's
entry to.
it's fun.
Journey to the West.
Journey to the West was fun. There was one other one that I was thinking.
Journey to the West was.
How about we watch Versus?
Yes, yes.
I
love that movie.
I own Versus.
I used to own that on DVD. I don't know what happened to my copy.
Such a fucking weird. I have reflexes faster than Mike Tyson's. 10 times faster than Mike Tyson.
The weird like zombie stuff in like the very middle of the movie where the gangsters like start discovering all that stuff. Oh, it's weird.
The whole, like, I think they shot it in the Suicide Forest too. Like, it's
Nice.
just a big deal.
Well, and the overall plot of that movie with like the time, there's no time travel, but it's like this has happened before, it'll happen again type of shit.
Yep.
And
It's a really campy film.
the main character is a piece of crap the entire movie, but you still root for him in the end anyways.
They have some good fights.
They do have some good fights. I will absolutely say that. Like that.
He's like summons the lightning. He's like raging sword.
Ah!
Yeah, I'd be down watching that. I still own it, so
I feel
definitely
like there
bring
was
it over.
another one that I wanted to bring up that we should watch. Kung Fu Hustle would be fun though. Such a good movie.
Mamma Mia.
Stop it.
Here I go again.
Stop it.
Mama.
How can
Hey
I
Tyler, I'm talking to
resist?
future Tyler right now.
No.
Giving you a live edit
no
here.
future edits. Oh. You gonna say it?
You said no, so I'm done talking.
I haven't stopped it.
Don't tease me like that. He's got his finger on the stop button.
No, what were you gonna say?
Future Tyler. Future Tyler.
Tyler.
I want you to bring up a little response in text or whatever you have, however editor Tyler wants to handle this. I'm going to ask you a question. I'd like some responses, okay? So, Tyler, what movie do you think we should watch?
Joe Mama.
Oh, really? That's an interesting choice. Okay. And editor Tyler, what would you have to say about the current political state of America?
Nah.
I can't believe you said that! You can't talk that way about those people! Tyler! I'm sorry, everybody. No, we have to end the episode after that.